Welcome to Iraqi Dinar Update, your go-to source for the latest news, expert insights, and real-time developments on Iraq's currency, economy, and financial reforms. Whether you're a long-time investor or just curious about the dinar, you're in the right place. Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani's recent meeting with the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, and its board of directors marks a pivotal moment in the nation's long-awaited financial reform process. The gathering, which brought together not only the highest officials from the CBI but also representatives from all major banking institutions in the country, served as a critical checkpoint in Iraq's ongoing transition toward a modern, digitized, and globally compliant monetary system. At the heart of this meeting was a bold and dramatic decision by Sudani that signals both urgency and clarity in Iraq's reform agenda: the replacement of several CBI board members who were seen as hesitant or resistant to the implementation of the digital transformation that underpins the country's broader monetary reform strategy. In front of an audience filled with powerful figures in Iraq's financial architecture, Prime Minister Sudani acted decisively, making it clear that institutional loyalty to the status quo would no longer be tolerated. His move to immediately replace certain members of the central bank's board, individuals who were reportedly not aligned with the vision for digitization and international integration, was a powerful statement. It underscored his commitment to pushing forward with reforms that are essential not only for Iraq's economic future, but also for its sovereignty, stability, and place in the global financial order. This moment is far more than a simple personnel change. It reflects a seismic shift in the internal governance of Iraq's central banking authority. The individuals removed from the board were likely those who, for years, operated under the legacy of an older system, one that was more opaque, paper-driven, and entrenched in informal networks of power. This older model has long held Iraq back from fully integrating with international banking standards and from realizing the full potential of its financial institutions. By replacing these individuals with professionals who are enthusiastic about modernization, transparency, and technological advancement, Sudani is effectively aligning the central bank's internal leadership with his government's larger strategic goals. What's notable about this action is the way it was done, not in closed-door meetings or behind-the-scenes decisions, but openly, during a high-profile gathering attended by key players across the entire financial sector. This choice of venue speaks volumes. It was a public declaration of authority and direction. Sudani made sure that not only the CBI board members but also all the heads of Iraq's commercial banks, financial institutions, and key stakeholders witnessed firsthand that the era of resistance to reform is coming to an end. His message was clear: there will be no turning back. Iraq is moving forward with its monetary reform, and any institution or individual not willing to support that direction will be replaced. It is equally a message to domestic audiences, particularly the private sector and the Iraqi public. Many Iraqis have grown cynical over the years about promises of reform that never materialize. This bold action, executed publicly and without hesitation, shows that this time things might be different. The Prime Minister is not merely paying lip service to reform, he is acting on it. For Iraq's private banks, the message is also clear: adapt or be left behind. The government will support institutions that embrace change, and it will not hesitate to penalize those that obstruct it. Furthermore, the move reflects a growing confidence in Iraq's governance under Sudani. It shows that the Prime Minister feels politically secure enough to take bold steps that might have once been considered too risky. Removing entrenched officials, especially from powerful institutions like the CBI, can provoke backlash, but Sudani appears to be calculating that the long-term benefits far outweigh the short-term costs. He also seems to be banking on public support, knowing that many Iraqis are hungry for reform, transparency, and a break from the past. This development also resonates with Iraq's recent efforts to re-establish ties with international partners, particularly the United States, the European Union, and regional economic blocs. In recent months, Iraq has hosted delegations, signed trade agreements, and launched infrastructure projects aimed at reintegrating the country into global economic flows. A credible and functioning central bank is essential to that process. Investors, whether foreign or domestic, need to trust that Iraq's financial system is well-managed, transparent, and capable of enforcing contracts and safeguarding capital. Sudani's actions go a long way toward building that trust. Looking forward, this event sets a new tone for how the government intends to interact with public institutions. It demonstrates a zero-tolerance policy toward obstruction, delay, or passive resistance. It also hints at further reforms in other sectors, possibly including customs, taxation, and public procurement. The central bank overhaul may be only the beginning of a wider institutional transformation aimed at aligning all parts of government with the national reform agenda. Sudan's decision is not without its challenges. Transitioning to a digital monetary system in a country as complex and fragmented as Iraq requires technical expertise, infrastructure investment, public education, and strong regulatory frameworks. It also requires careful coordination among ministries, banks, private sector actors, and international partners. However, by clearing the path at the leadership level, the Prime Minister has removed one of the key bottlenecks to progress. He has ensured that those in charge of implementing the digital transition are not just capable, but willing and motivated to do so. In the days and weeks to come, observers will watch closely to see who the new board members are, what their backgrounds suggest about the direction of reform, and how quickly they begin implementing new systems and policies. The success of this transformation will depend not just on their expertise but on their ability to coordinate across institutions, communicate clearly with the public, and deliver tangible improvements. If they succeed, Iraq will be well on its way to reclaiming financial sovereignty and economic independence. In summary, the meeting between Prime Minister Soudani and the central bank's leadership was more than a routine administrative event. It was a turning point. In front of Iraq's entire banking establishment, Soudani demonstrated bold leadership, firm resolve, and a clear strategic vision. By removing those who were not aligned with the country's modernization goals and replacing them with reform advocates, he has set the stage for a new era of monetary policy and institutional integrity. This moment will likely be remembered as the day Iraq's financial system began to shed the burdens of its past and embraced a future rooted in digital innovation, global integration, and sovereign strength. Thanks for tuning in to Iraqi Dinar Update. If you found this content helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a beat on Iraq's evolving financial landscape. Stay informed and stay ready.